Okay, so we're gonna start our session for tonight with the topic Happy Gut, Happy You. So based on this topic, maybe you already can guess like I'm talking about the gut's health for tonight because we're gonna share the information about Shaji Dtox Tea. And why Happy Gut, Happy You is that when we have healthy gut, basically our mood will be better and also we will feel good with a healthy gut. Okay, so let's find more about our digestion. Basically, the guts that I'm referring here is actually about digestion. So before we really go into this topic for tonight, just a disclaimer. So this presentation offers health, fitness, and nutritional information is designed for educational purpose only. So you should not rely on this information as a substitute for or does it replace professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment? So if you have any concern or questions about your health, you should always consult a physician or other healthcare professional. So do not disregard, avoid, or delay obtaining medical health related advice from a healthcare professional because of something you may have read on this presentation, right? Yeah, so basically tonight, the topic that I shared about healthy guts is actually referring to our digestive system. So what is actually digestive system and what does it do? The function of digestive system basically digest the food and also absorb the nutrients from the food that we take. Also support immune function, maintains the microbiome balance, hormone production, our water and electrolyte balance, and including waste elimination. So based on here, I would like to share a video with you. It's about basically how when the food coming into from our mouth and where the digestive system starts to work. Okay, so basically everything starts from mouth, and moving on, we're gonna see how all the food that we eat will move to. All right.
We're diving deep into the incredible world of the digestive system in just 1 minute. It all starts in your mouth. The mouth turns food into small pieces with the help of the teeth and saliva, and then the esophagus carries food from the mouth to the stomach. In the next step, stomach churns and mixes food with gastric juice. The liver produces bile, breaks down fat, and removes toxins. The gallbladder stores the bile the liver produces. Moreover, pancreas produces enzymes that help break down food. Now comes the star of the show, the small intestine. It digests and absorbs proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. However, the large intestines absorbs salt and water from food, leaving a soft mass called stool. Finally, the rectum acts as the stool's temporary storage, and via anus the stool exists the body. And there you have it.
Okay, so it's a very short video about our digestive system and how it actually works. So basically we can conclude that our food, when it comes to our mouth and until when it exits our body, it actually go through a lot of process and which involve all the functions that I mentioned earlier. And I'd like to share a bit more about the relationship with digestive system and also immune system. Basically, why the place that we digest our food will related to the immune system. Because basically, as you can see just now, when the food coming through our mouth, it will go through a lot of places, our stomach, and even involve of liver, pancreas to produce enzyme, hormones, etc. to actually break down the food. And when it goes to our intestine, is where it started to be absorbed. So there's a Chinese saying that when we fall sick, it's because of the food that we eat. So there's some actually science behind that. Basically, when the food goes into our mouth, it actually also give a chance for other pathogens or bacteria or harmful substance come in together. So basically our intestine, as a healthy person, our intestinal lining actually act as a physical barrier that can block or to prevent the harmful substances, including like pathogens, toxins, from entering the bloodstream. So based on the pictures that you can see on the screen, on the left side here is actually referring to the healthy intestine. Means that you can see that each we call it cell, it actually attached to each other very closely. So when the food reach here, only the digested very small particle one can be absorbed through the intestine and also go into the bloodstream. But when a person having inflammation at the intestine or having some diseases that actually cause this lining here having a big gap, then there's a chance for bacteria or some harmful substances go into our bloodstream. So without our body, like without the physical barrier, so that's where we start to get sick, or some people might experience diarrhea or certain symptoms that are related to the digestive system. All right. So that's why digestive system actually works. They actually affects our immune system. So when the immune system is weak, the immune cells that's supposed to work over here will actually start to reduce or not doing their job well. Okay, so that's where if we have a very strong, good, healthy guts, means that it's actually at a healthy stage without the leakage or without the big gap in between, then there's actually lesser chance for us to fall sick. And also here, furthermore, digestive system also contain a lot of immune cells that actually scatter around the intestinal lining that can help us to identify or neutralize the pathogens, such as the bacteria and also viruses that ingested along with food. And the gut's good bacteria, or we call it microbiota, which consists of trillions of microorganisms residing in the whole gastrointestinal tract, can actually train the immune system to distinguish between the harmful pathogens or the harmless one. So when we have a strong immune system, then it will support gut's health. And when we have a healthy gut, that's where it supports a strong immune system, because they actually work very closely. Whether it's immune cell protect the intestinal lining, or the intestinal lining actually protect the immune cell from getting all the pathogens attacked. All right. Moving on, digestive system actually also play a very big role in our mood, or they also influence each other. Okay, so basically when we having stress, our gut is actually very sensitive to it, because when we have stress, actually stress will produce hormones like cortisol, adrenaline. All these kind of hormone can actually impact the digestion through various mechanisms, including alter the gut motility, means the movement in the gut, or the secretion of the digestive enzyme, and also will change the bacteria composition in the environment. So when a person feels stressed, I'm not sure whether any of you here experience this. When you feel stressed, you will lose your appetite, or even you can eat, you also feel like the digestion is not going so well. You feel like indigested, or you feel bloated after having food. So this is how our mood or our mental state can actually affect our digestive system. And in another way around, when we have unhealthy guts, it will also disrupt our mood, because when the bacteria balance is affected, or when it triggers inflammation in the guts, or the intestinal barrier just now I mentioned that can block away the pathogens also being affected, all these can actually imbalance our mood because of the gut-brain axis, because they have some hormone will affect each other. So in order to have a good or healthy mood, we need to also maintain our digestive system very well. So why do I keep mentioning having a healthy gut is very important, is that it doesn't only affect our immune system, our mood, it also affects our sleep. Even to achieve a healthy skin, we require a good gut health. And also the more important one is our digestion. All the nutrients that needed by our body is through our digestive health. So a very common digestive problem that faced by a lot of people and are included here. Based on the pictures, you can guess like a common problem that people face, including like heartburn, or we would say acid reflux, or even ulcer, which when the acid reflux doesn't being solved in the long run, or people might experience some inflammation in the guts, including like the hemorrhoids. Also is a very common problem that people face, but sometimes people don't like to mention to others, or they don't really seek for any support, because maybe they feel like it's very shy, or they feel ashamed about this kind of problem. Because usually a digestive issue, they don't really cause a very big problem, or they don't really makes you like fall very sick. But in like daily life, when we experience this, it's like a bearable pain that you often like forgot to solve, or you often drag for very long to solve. So over here today, we'd like to highlight to all of us here that a healthy gut is actually very important, because all the nutrients that needed by our body are through all this digestion function. And also, if we do not have a very smooth digestion, especially when it's at the upper part of our digestive system, which include like our stomach, intestine, then also a lot of people will experience constipation. So constipation also one of the very common problem that people face, but they don't really maybe they don't really solve it because it doesn't hurt much, but still somehow will affect a little bit of the mood. So over here, I would like to emphasize constipation. Yes, maybe you can just like forget about it, because some days you go toilet, some days you don't go. Still, you can just live like that, right? But if we do not really take care of it well, in long run, it can cause like rectal bleeding, hemorrhoids, fecal infection, means that you cannot really go toilet for a very, very long time, not a normal constipation. And eventually, if we do not really take care of the inflammation in our digestive health, then even colorectal cancer can be a risk as well. So here is the pictures of showing like clean, healthy colon vs the dirty and sick colon. So I believe none of us here would like to see our own colon is like dirty and sick one, right? So everyone would like to have a clean and healthy one, so that all the nutrients, all the precious food, nutritious food that we eat can be actually absorbed by our body. So here I would like to share with you some tips to maintain a healthy gut. Okay, so there are actually a lot of ways for us to maintain a healthy gut. But of course, some of the tips that you already know, which includes get enough sleep, exercise regularly, and also manage your stress well. And actually, more importantly, how do we actually can help us to achieve a better healthy gut is to eat a variety range of food. So let's go into one by one and see why all these tips are very important to help with our gut health. So eat a variety range of food. The purpose is not only help us to achieve variety of nutrients, but also we like to emphasize like quality nutrients. Fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, lean proteins, healthy fats. These are the foods that we need to include in our daily life in order for us to achieve wide range of nutrients and also fiber. So fiber is the very special food that we can get in our daily diet that cannot be digested by our body, but is very important for our body. Okay, so when people heard about like the food cannot be digested well, sometimes we will think that the food is actually not good for us. But in this case, for fiber, it's a very important food that we should include in our daily diet. So when it cannot be digested by the body, it will actually in another way help us to absorb all the toxins and eventually pass through our bowel movement. So help us to remove the toxins. So this is what we can do in our daily diet. We include fiber. And also prebiotics and probiotics are also a very important food that we can include because it helps to support good bacteria in our guts environment, so that can help to maintain the balance. When people fall sick often because of they are lacking of good bacteria in their body that unable to help to protect their digestive system, and also cannot fight against those bacteria. So the food that we can include here are some suggestions, including like garlic, bananas, asparagus, even oats or chicory root. And the food source for probiotics include like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, or mostly like the fermented one, the food that come with probiotics. So if you know that in your daily diet you are like lacking of this, then maybe starting from today, since you already know, then you can actually include like eat more this kind of food so that your guts can be have a wide range of good bacteria and able to fight with the pathogens that we ingested along with food. Okay. So second tips just now I mentioned is to limit processed and sugary food, because we already know that processed and sugary food are actually the food that not beneficial to our health, even though they taste nice. And especially like coming soon, we are going to celebrate Chinese New Year. Or people who are even those who are like, I know like non-Chinese also are going to celebrate because of the long weekend, and it's like a festive season. So everyone might be enjoying like processed food, have a higher chance to enjoy processed food or the sugary drinks. But here I would like to remind that all these food that are high in like fats or sugars can actually disrupt the balance of the gut bacteria. So also it eventually will contribute to inflammation. So I think also this is why during like festive season, a lot of people might get some stomach discomfort or upset stomach because of the food that like having this too much this kind of food. So what is good is to like I remind earlier the last page just now, all those food that is high in probiotics, you can include more of them whenever you can, so that to balance up the good bacteria in our guts. Moving on, stay hydrated. So when I say stay hydrated, or we say drink more water, doesn't mean that you drink all kind of beverage also equal to drink more water. Okay, so when we say water here, we are referring to the pure water, H2O, without any flavoring, sugar, or any additional flavors. Means that the water that we mentioned here is the mineral water or the boiling water that you have at home. So adequate water intake actually can help to facilitate the breakdown of the food particles that we eat, and also promotes regular bowel movement. So for those who experience constipation, actually here is the tips that maybe you can just add more water in your daily routine. Then maybe your bowel movement can just resolve by drinking more water. And by staying hydrated, it also helps to maintain the integrity of the mucosal lining in the digestive tract, which act as the protective barrier against the pathogens and inflammation. So once again, we highlighted that our intestine, there's a protective barrier to, against the pathogens that we don't want them to go into bloodstream. So with the good hydration, it also can help to strengthen the mucosal lining at our digestive tract. So there's a lot of benefits of drinking more water. So one of it is here to maintain our guts health. Okay. Lastly, about limit antibiotics use. So all the tips that the front part just now were more like lifestyle, or the diet, or what kind of practice that we can do to help with maintain a better gut health. The last tips here a bit different, is about how we use the medication, especially antibiotics, because to maintain a gut health, especially after antibiotic, because I know like whenever we go to doctor, if we do have flu or any kind of flu, even though it's caused by virus, doctor will still prescribe antibiotic to make sure that there's any bacteria infection happen in your body that causing the symptoms that you have. So it is quite common for a normal doctor to prescribe antibiotic. So as long you visit a doctor because of some flu or some related symptoms, most probably you will get antibiotics in your medication. So antibiotics, as you can see from the name, it will actually kill all the bacteria. So no matter it's a bad one or the good one, it will kill all because that is what antibiotics do. So especially after you finish your course of antibiotic, then it is very important for you to replenish back the good probiotics. You can actually take it through either supplements or the fermented food like what I mentioned earlier, yogurt, sauerkraut. All these fermented food are usually high in the good bacteria that you can actually take to replenish it. And additionally, also to consume the prebiotic I mentioned just now to help to support the good bacteria growth. And after that, maintain a fiber-rich diet from fruits and vegetables and also avoid the sugary processed food. So basically it's to highlight, especially when you are finishing your antibiotic course, then you should more strictly follow all this to actually replenish back your gut's health. And don't take antibiotic as you wish, but follow the instruction. That's the better way to do that, because when we take antibiotics as prescribed, also help us to reduce the chance of our body having the resistance to it. Okay, so of course today the main point also would like to introduce you about our Shaji Dtox Tea, because Shaji Dtox Tea is a solution to help us to remove the toxin from the body, especially at our digestive system. So how do Shaji Dtox help us with our gut's health? So let us know more about what is inside this Shaji Dtox Tea. So Shaji Dtox Tea contains 6 ingredients, including Sibaton leaf, lotus leaf, mint leaf, ginger, hawthorn, and also green tea. So let us go into one by one about Sibaton leaf. So I believe those who join in tonight, you already heard about Sibaton. Sibaton is one of our main ingredient in most of our product. So Sibaton leaf is one of it in this Shaji Dtox Tea, and it is very rich in antioxidants that can help us to protect our guts to fight against the viruses or the pathogens found in our digestive system. And also it helps us to metabolize and fight the free radicals that will cause inflammation. So as we already know, if we have any bad bacteria or pathogens that found in the gut's health, we need to have a very strong immune cells to fight against it. But with the support of the Shaji Dtox Tea, because of the antioxidants, it will also help us to fight against it. Next, we have lotus leaf found in the Shaji Dtox Tea that can help us to relieve anxiety, bloating, and also cramps, as well as acid reflux and diarrhea. So as I mentioned earlier, when we have unhealthy guts or we have bloated stomach or cramps, definitely it will affect our mood, right? So here, lotus leaf is to support our healthy guts so that it can help us to relieve or reduce the stress that we have that will affect our gut's health. We also have mint leaf found in our Shaji Dtox Tea that help us to improve the digestion and also relieve diarrhea, and also can help to improve the irritable bowel syndrome. Basically, irritable bowel syndrome is referring to the guts or to the digestive system that is very sensitive. Like whenever they eat anything, also they will actually trigger either they are having nausea, vomiting, or even diarrhea. So in our formulation in this Shaji Dtox Tea can help to improve this kind of problem. And we also have ginger found in Shaji Dtox Tea that has a very powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties that can actually help us to fight against the infections, improve curb nausea, or ease stomach upset. So basically, if we had like food poisoning or having discomfort at our stomach, we take Shaji Dtox Tea. It actually helps us to relieve and also like cool down. Okay, so this is why Shaji Dtox Tea can actually not only like for those of constipation, but also for those who have indigestion or upset stomach. Yeah, yes, it's very suitable. And we also have last two ingredients here, hawthorn, that can help us to digest fats, meats easier and help to lower down blood pressure and cholesterol level. But of course, this is what does the hawthorn do? But in Shaji Dtox Tea, it doesn't like focus on lowering like blood lipids or blood pressure, but it actually help in digestion and improve the metabolism. Lastly, we have green tea, which is very high in polyphenols and also EGCG, which is a very powerful antioxidant that protects cells from the free radical damage and even certain cancers. So it also has an antibacterial and antiviral properties, so that for those who experience any like sick or feel ill about their digestive health, it is actually very suitable for them to take Shaji Dtox Tea, because all of the ingredients here are actually supporting our digestive health. So basically, to summarize the benefits of Shaji Dtox Tea, it helps us to remove the toxins, reduce the inflammation at our digestive health, relieve constipation and even diarrhea, improve digestion, and promote metabolism. So basically, from adolescent to adults to senior citizen, basically all age group, you can actually take Shaji Dtox Tea as your daily beverage. And because it also have the function to relieve or improve digestive related issues. So for those who have this concern, yeah, you can also take it as a on daily basis. And if people who feel that they are having a low metabolism, they always feel like they experience like indigestion, they also can include Shaji Dtox Tea in their daily routine. So the recommended dosage that we will suggest is to mix 1 tea bag with hot boiling water and serve immediately after that. So some people also they prefer to mix just in the normal room temperature water and drink, like they put it in the water bottle and drink throughout the day. That is fine as well. But of course, if you want to preserve the antioxidants that come from the Shaji Dtox Tea, the best is to serve and drink within a shorter period of time instead of like throughout the day. Okay? Yeah, so basically these are the information that I like to share with you tonight.